Okay, so picking up back off where we left off in part 1, continuing to go through all the champions and discussing my opinions. Malphite, he's another tank. I don't really have that much problem with him, except for AP Malphite, because I'm annoyed when it hurts me, and yet still surprisingly has a ton of armor. No real major problems here with him, because he's just a tank that doesn't die, which can be irritating, but he's not that bad. Sorry, I couldn't find the base splash art. But, Malzahar, I have not liked him, especially because of the Rylai's. Recently, with the Rylai's changes, it made Rylai's a lot easier for him to purchase, and with his E, it just makes him ridiculous, and then plus his Voidlings do so much damage. He's really frustrating to play against, and I can't figure out how to kill his Voidlings fast enough because they take like 2 to 3 auto attacks, and it isn't based off of the damage that you deal. So he's pretty irritating to play against overall, and plus he has a silence. I hate silences. Maokai was actually the first full tank that I ever played. He's fine except for when he abuses Courage of the Colossus, which makes him really irritating, but most tanks abuse it at the moment. He's fine. He does an okay amount of damage for being a tank, which actually was what drew me to him. He wasn't a full tank. Well, he was a full tank, but he still did okay damage for being a full tank. Master Yi, he's mostly an auto attack champion. I don't really like him that much. In my opinion, he's kind of easy, but being easy doesn't really mean much. It just means I don't respect Master Yi players as much. But I mean, like, you still can do stuff with like his Q to make sure, like dodging stuff and then meditating and stuff. But I just really don't like him that much. I mean, he's sort of fine. Miss Fortune, oh my goodness, I hate Miss Fortune. Wait, I never noticed there's Gangplank in that splash art. Anyways, opinion on Miss Fortune, I don't like her at all. Her ultimate deals way too much damage of both types. Like, I think that if you just built 6 Hextech Gunblades, that would be the most damaging ability in the entire game, just because of how purely ridiculous the scaling on it is. And then plus you can build I've seen attack speed MF, attack speed crit, which in my opinion proves how broken crit is. That like this champion that isn't designed to go crit can just go crit and just auto attack and win. It's sort of like if you saw a crit LeBlanc, and it could still kill you just by critting, not by like auto attacking, not just by like going over and just comboing you. I really don't like her, especially with like double up Qs. Oh my goodness, that's so irritating. Mordekaiser, I don't know who this champion is, but he's kind of, he uses Rylai's in an effective manner, and his Q hurts, but he's fine because I never know who. I always have to re-look up his abilities to know what he does whenever I face him. I hate you, Morgana. 3-second root on a skill that I always am confused about the hitbox of. Makes it really frustrating to play against you. And then you combo it with your ultimate, and then I'm like, I can't move at all. And then I realize, wait, you still have a mid laner, a top laner, and a jungler who could all CS, who could all also see me. And then I just feel bad, and then I have enough time to clean my room before I die. Nami, no problems with Nami, really. Except for when she bubbles me, and it totally didn't hit me, but that never happens. Screw you, Nasus. I hate infinite stacking champions because it, like, no matter how much you punish them, eventually they will get strong. And especially with Nasus, you can go full tank and then still deal damage to anyone. Like, even a full armor Malphite, you will still be able to one-shot if the game drags on long enough. Nautilus, I also liked Nautilus at one point, but his CC is so point-and-click, I can't get over the fact that he has so much CC in his kit. I think he has the most CC. I think that if you count Meganar has more CC though, but no, actually, no, Nautilus has more CC. He's like, he is a complete lockdown champ. You press R on the ADC, and then you just hit whatever's close to you, and then you basically just won a team fight. Nidalee, I have mixed feelings about Nidalee, because Nidalee's pretty fun to play because like of the unlimited gap closers and like ridiculous spear damage and stuff. But on the other hand, that's really frustrating to play against. She does struggle in the new jungle, so overall I'd say that she's okay, in my opinion. Except when I faced Nidalee mains. Then they just are like, sort of like with the Elise mains. It's like, they can kill me really fast, and I'm like, where is damage? I can't find it. I lost it, and I can't pick it up. Nocturne, I don't like it when he fears me. When he ults into fear, into auto-attacking me to death. Another auto-attack champion, mostly. I mean, I kind of like the design of his E, but... And then he also has a spell shield. I don't like spell shields as well. That's another thing with Morgana, I forgot, actually. Morgana's spell shield is like, I'm going to make it so that you can't do anything to me. Or my ADC. I haven't seen this guy since he was nerfed. But he's like Ivern, except worse. And if he goes full AP, he can one-shot your team. I'm fine with this guy jungle, because then he has the clear like weakness of being reliant on ganks and stuff. I hate it when he goes top lane and then just abuses the crap out of me. And then his ultimate just like... Because I like playing people that sort of rely on CC, like Gnar or Yasuo. Like, Yasuo relies on his knock-up to use his ultimate. But if an Olaf can just run at me and I can't knock him up or anything, then Yasuo is stupid squishy. Especially if you forget to take Bloodlust. That was a bad game. I'm not salty about that game. Orianna. Love Orianna. Hard. Kind of easy-ish to pick up. Like, medium difficulty to pick up. Hard to learn. Hard to master. Can do some interesting things with, like, flash ulting and ult flashing and stuff like that. She's pretty fun. And there's, like, if you know where the ball is going to go, you can like predict where you can dodge it fairly easily. So it takes a lot of like game sense to play around her and like intuition, which makes it so that like if you're good, then if you're better than the Orianna, you can generally do good against her. Pantheon. Okay, I couldn't really find Pantheon's splash art, so I just chose this because it just looks so much more epic. He annoys me because, sort of like with Camille, he is an early game fighter a fighter that does good early game, and then snowballs the rest of the team. And as I've said before, I play too aggressive, and being too aggressive is a very big problem against a champion that punishes early game aggression pretty hard. So, he's like a perfect counter to me, but yet I have beaten him in lane several times. I can beat him if I force myself to play passive. Poppy, Poopy. Of the full tanks, she's probably my most favorite, but I don't like full tanks at all. So, she does way too much, in my opinion, she does way too much damage for being a full tank. Like, she can go Iceborne, and then out-damage me as, like... Iceborne, and then out-damage me as Yasuo when I have, like, PD, which is kind of stupid in my opinion. I mean, I don't have Armor Pen, but still. She has, like, with all the inbuilt stuff in her kit, especially the 5-second shield duration on her passive. Like, what the heck, along with Courage? Goodness, that's like a massive shield for, like, 4 whole seconds. That's ridiculous. Quinn, screw you, Quinn. Go back to bot lane where you belong. Hate her because she's really oppressive top lane. She does a ton of damage early, mid, and late. She roams great. She punishes overextensions. She can split push. She can do everything except be fun to the enemy team. Screw you, Quinn. Rammus. Okay. He's okay in my opinion. He's okay in my opinion. That's basically it. AP Rammus should be good, but it's bad. This is Rek'Sai, I think? Yeah, this is Rek'Sai. I don't like Rek'Sai, but that's only because I'm pretty sure she was intended to be a bruiser. Right now she's more of a knock-up bot, but she does surprising damage early game. Like, I was surprised when she could 1v1 me Yasuo at level 3. That was not a very fun game. Renekton. I kind of like Renekton, because, like, with comboing and stuff, his ultimate just feels kind of like a lame excuse for an ultimate, though. There's like, I'm gonna just come up with, like, we came up with 3 pretty interesting abilities, and then what's his ultimate? It's Nasus ultimate, but worse. Almost worse. I mean, it gives you rage for free. Kind of nice. I don't play him, though, and he seems to stop me whenever I play him. I think I just don't play champions that are good versus Renekton. Rengar. Oh, the Wild Knife Cat appears. Okay, I hate Rengar. I hate him being able to one-shot me. I hate his CC immunity. There's not much to say, but I just don't like his philosophy of kill stuff, get stronger, and then kill stuff even easier. and now you got the disgusting tank Rengar, which I'm pretty sure that they nerfed, but I'm pretty sure you can still work with it, and then he still has a high pick ban rate. At least we're in my elo. Riven. Hey, I love Riven to play as. Hate playing against Riven mains because of a Riven. Once a Riven gets within range of you, and let's just say you don't have flash or any escape, you're dead. There's no way that you're getting out if it's a good Riven, because they can CC chain you and then animation cancel your face off. She's very fun to play, though. If you're playing against not a Riven main, if you're playing against like a Riven player, not a Riven main, like somebody who's like level 5, maybe like 40k mastery points, that's fine. That would be a good matchup. Like, let's just say if I'm playing someone like Yasuo in that matchup, I'd love that. That'd be great. Because it's like skill matchup. Rumble, I love you, Rumble. Early game, playing against Rumble, I can do it. It was just painful, especially with the Rylai's changes, because he likes Rylai's and he abuses it, and Rylai's really hurts on him. But at least overall, he has less AP late game, which is good for not playing against him. Ryze, okay. This is probably my most biased champion. I love Ryze. People hate Ryze because he does so much damage and stuff. His combos are relatively difficult to pull off, though. Like, if you're ever in a position where you can pull off a full combo uninterrupted with nobody else pounding on you, they are definitely doing something wrong. But of course, you still can like 2-shot people late game. I've had a game where I EQE'd on MF and she died. That was late game. I had almost 1,000 AP though. Really like Ryze. I kind of don't like how oppressive he is if you don't have any kind of sustain in lane, because he can just push it in and roam. So if you don't have good wave clear, he's kind of irritating. But still, I like him because he's like my second highest mastery point champion. Why can't I move, and why don't I ever see you? Because you're actually surprisingly strong with like your with courage, and I'm pretty sure that it's a semi-tank meta at the moment. I don't really know what else to say. Shaco, the tilter. Shaco's fine in my opinion, because he can go AP AD. He's a ridiculously hard champion to like play correctly. I mean, it's not that hard to play Shaco in a way that will make it so that, like, oh my goodness, he can kill people. But like, if you're gonna mind game the enemy correctly and just totally confuse them and make them paranoid that there's always a Shaco that's coming to gank them, I will respect that Shaco. I don't respect the person that will walk in as AD Shaco, then backstab one person and then get out and then just be like, he, I'm the best. Shen, in my opinion, has probably one of the most boring kits in the entire game. There's just nothing interesting about it. There's not much outplays that you can do. I mean, you can like E over walls, I guess. And he's just kind of boring to play, because I like playing damagey champions, so. Shyvana, oh my goodness, I hate that the mini rework, because a lot of people play her, and she does so much damage for being so tanky, especially with Blood Razor and her E passive, her E. When she puts her E on you, and then she Qs you, and then most of your health goes away, and you just end up feeling bad about yourself. Plus, she's mostly full tank, and she can use courage really well. I don't chase him, so he doesn't really affect me that much. Except for when he's proxying, which makes it very, very fun. I don't enjoy playing against Singed, but he's fine. I sort of know what to do against him. Scion. I tried really hard to find Scion's base splash art. Oh, Scion's a tank. He does a lot of damage if he builds even the slightest bit of AD, sort of like Darius. But like in a CC chain is really hard to dodge. And he hurts. I think I already mentioned that. And he can stack infinite health. Please save me from this. Isn't he a zombie? I don't remember. Sivir. The most annoying wave clear in the entire game. But I never see you. Plus you have a spell shield. So I don't really... You're meh. I don't... Why are there pillars on Summoner's Rift? Summoner's Rift. That's... Skirner's interesting. I kind of like the kind of scorpion design. Kind of interesting. And like his E is an interesting skill shot. It's a skill shot that's like really slow move. It moves fast. It's sort of like an Echo Q, except not evil. And plus it gives you a stun. And it's old. It's one of the few suppressions. So he's like meh. Sona's fine, I guess. I mean, her ultimate's kind of annoying if your team isn't set up properly for it. Soraka, I don't want this ambulance in my game. I don't want to I don't want to flash Gangplank Q and then mid Q she wishes everyone back up to full health. Very fun. She's just kind of irritating because you can't really trade bot lane. It's sort of like Vladimir. Can't really. There's no point in really trading with them because they'll just heal it back up, and you'll just take damage for free. Swain, bird is the word. I don't really know what to think about him. He heals a lot, and he does a fair amount of damage for healing and being tanky, which is kind of a negative in my opinion. So he's kind of meh. I don't really like him that much. But I don't hate him at all. So just throw him in the middle. Screw you, Sindri. You can miss all your spells, then ultimate me, and I'm dead. As Reddit and everyone knows. So glad she's getting changed. Sorry, I mean, back when she was buggy, she was really skillful, because she was, like, you couldn't really do stuff. Before Mid-Year Mage update. That was when Syndra was actually, like, good. I hate it when you go top, but if you go support, I really respect that, because you're going as a melee support into a a support meta dominated by range supports, and you only have one CC ability. Actually, two. There's so much chromes everywhere. And then, like, I really don't like when he goes top because he's tanky, and then he does damage based on his health, and then he can get a Titanic and deal even more damage based on his health. But then he has, like, his thick skin, which makes it almost impossible to kill him. Talia's pretty cool, chill, I guess. I don't really see her very much. My opinion is, like, if you can land her combo on... If she can land your combo on you in, like, mid-late game, you're almost guaranteed to die if you're squishy. But it's relatively difficult to land the combo if your opponent knows what to do against Talia. But, I mean, not very many people do know what to do against Talia, so makes it kind of awkward. Live and die by the blade. This is my edgy friend. Edgy friend Talon. The Talon rework, in my opinion, was the most successful rework. The LeBlanc rework is also pretty interesting. But, he's fun. He's pretty unique in terms of assassins, because he won't just completely melt your health in half a second or anything. But then, like, he also has this roaming thing. It feels kind of forced, and it can feel kind of annoying. But, like, he just fits together pretty well. But then he melts your health bar in a bit too fast, if you ask me. And, yeah. But he's fine, otherwise. Outrageous. I don't like his ult. His other abilities are fine. I don't like invulnerabilities, because it makes it so that my champions can't deal damage. And I play champions that rely on their damage. And then it's fun when I spent all my spells to try and kill their Jhin, and then he survives on one hit point with a Taric ultimate, and then proceeds to pentakill me. I don't think that's happened yet, but... I hate Teemo. This is mostly because sorry about that. I hate Teemo. Everything about him, except even his W. His passive allows him to like outsmart or whatever people, but it's basically just an attack speed steroid for him. His Q blinds are blind is the actual worst kind of CC, because other CCs you can't move, but then this just makes it so you can't auto attack. So like most champions early game is entirely dependent upon their auto attacks, especially top lane. And then his W gives him extra movement speed, which then he can use as an easy escape, paired with his mushrooms, which slow. And then his E gives him bonus damage over time. And since he generally builds Rylai's and he generally builds Liandry's, all of his abilities do a stupid amount of damage. And then he also like if you go full AP Teemo, he hurts like just kidding. I've played in games where I've taken almost 1,000 damage from one Teemo Q. It's just stupidly painful. Thresh, okay, I like Thresh. Thresh is fun. He is in my opinion the most difficult or second most difficult support. Landing hooks are pretty hard on people that know what they're doing. You can do a lot of different stuff with him. It's not like Blitzcrank where his thing is the hook. With Thresh, you have all your other tools. You can walk up to people and E them towards your team. You can lantern people in. You can lantern people out. You can ult people to zone. You can ult people to keep people in, keep people out. He's just a great champion. I love Thresh. He's certainly T's like finest creation, in my opinion. No, I don't want you to Tristana. I don't know if anyone can see this, but I think that there's a face in this burning building in the left-hand corner. But another right-click ADC. I mean, there's the W, but like, let's be real. You're using that to just jump around the team fight. Right-click ADC is fun. No. I don't... Again, an auto-attack champion. I don't like auto-attack champions because you can't counter most of their damage. And then plus he steals your AD, so if you're doing... Oh my goodness, this guy's huge. I didn't notice that. That's a human under his hand. He does so much damage, and then plus he steals your tank stats. And make you tankier. Harder to kill. And then he still auto-attacks you to death. Right click to win king. I don't like you because you also have invulnerability slightly. You just never die. Like your lore is about, oh my goodness, your sword is so heavy, and your entire kit is let's swing this heavy sword as fast as possible. That's a really imbalance, in my opinion. Twisted Fate. I love Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate's pretty cool. I was actually a card magician for like a couple years. I was really into card magic and stuff. He's really nice. He doesn't have the greatest laning phase, but he thrives on roaming. I'm a big fan of roaming. It allows you to convert a lead in one part of the map to a lead in every part of the map. It also means that if you're losing lane, you can still help your other lanes not feed. You can counter gank really well. You got good utility. You got good damage, especially if you go Ludens and deal like 600 damage with every Q. Right click ADC 3. Okay, Twitch is the biggest example of why AD carry mains are like the worst people in the world. They're okay with Twitch with Rudons with like 3 items, 5-shotting the entire enemy team. But if a 5-0 assassin comes down to bot lane and kills them in one shot, they're gonna cry that that's overpowered. But they think Twitch is perfectly fine 5-shotting the entire team. Oh, plus his poison is kind of irritating. It doesn't really do much, but it allows him to eat you. Udyr. I don't like stuns that it's not possible to dodge. I don't like undodgeable CC. So his auto attack CC. I've put against a full support Udyr, like Udyr that went Ivern build, and still managed to 1v1 me as Lucian, which was quite painful to my face because he could just get up to like 1.4 attack speed and be healing for 50% of the getting ridiculous lifesteal. I forget what it is from his W. Urgot, I don't know who this champion is, but he does so much damage whenever I play against him, because I only play against Urgot mains who know how to maximize his damage, and then he makes you deal no damage, because I think that if he stacks everything up correctly, including exhaust, you can do 0 damage to him. Or pretty close to it. But, like, he seems pretty fun to play, because skill shots are very hard, definitely. I feel like this isn't the right splash art, but I like Varus because he's edgy and stuff, and his ultimate, in my opinion, is probably one of the most interestingly designed abilities in the game. I'm not quite sure about the execution of it, but it's definitely well thought out. His Q does so much damage even when it's piercing through stuff, though. It's like 180% AD scaling, plus I think an AP scaling. He's a poke person, and I mean, I'm not completely anti-poke, but it's a lot of damage with this poke. And it's not the easiest thing in the world to dodge. 1v5 Queen. Get out of my ranked games. I don't want you to be hyper carrying at 20 minutes. She's irritating to play against because you can't pink her ult anymore. And also, Shivai Q one-shots. At least that isn't a thing at 20 minutes anymore. And then she still has her hyper carry status as being able to do stupid amounts of damage with her silver bolt, so she shreds tankier people who I play. She's just overall really irritating. She's pretty fun to play, though. Infinite stacking, one-shots, 75% AP ratio if they're at 100% health on an execute. Please wake me up. I don't want to deal with this champion anymore. I get AP for poking you in lane. I don't really know what to say about this person. When I play him, he doesn't deal any damage. Other people, my biggest problem with him is his low mana cost. When other people play him, he never runs out of mana, and he can deal a ridiculous amount of damage. Plus, it's true damage. You can't even itemize against him, really. He just true damages your entire team, so you're just like, there's Fed Vel'Koz, what do? You can't buy MR, you can't buy anything. You have to just itemize to kill him. Sort of like with Vayne. Biggest problem. You can't build defensive against Vayne, because that'll just increase her damage. But if you go damage, she'll out-damage you, probably, because of her true damage. And her Q crit. Ooh, this is also not... I probably should have reviewed these images first. Vi, I liked her until Courage existed, because before she didn't have enough tankiness to survive. Now she gets two, like, 20%, around 20% max health shields for I don't remember how long her passive shield is, for just by pressing R on the enemy AD carry, and then she can deal a lot of damage. Still, 1v1 people while still being tanky. She can 1v1 even like 80 carries with their support. She can 1v2 like in certain scenarios. She's so much damage. She's so strong right now. She's so irritating. I love Victor, my Russian homie. He's fun, he's burst, he's fun, he's burst, he's difficult, he's semi-safe, he's not tanky at all, he has definite counters to him, and he can't just be, especially being jumped on. So let's just say an Akali comes out of Fog of War, R's to his face, if he W's, then she's still over a second. She has about a second and a half to get out of the field before it actually stuns her. The only instant thing that he does is damage. And, I mean, arguably that's better than having instant CC. But, in my opinion, great champion. Vladimir. Okay, I like Vladimir. I don't know why I like playing Vladimir, but I guess I just do. He's like the HP tank that's sort of done right, because he has large health pool, does a very respectable amount of damage, and low building AP or AD. AP or armor. I do wish that his AP his armor, his health turned into AP better than his AP turns into health, because it just makes him ridiculously tanky and he doesn't get much AP. Like, from having like 400 bonus health, I got like 10 AP. That sounds like a lot more now that I say it out loud. Another person I don't like, a full tank that gains damage from being tanky, then plus his passive. It's like a Mundo ult on his passive, which makes him frustrating to kill and dives. And despite it being on a 2-minute cooldown, which seems like it would be very significant, it always seems to be up. Whenever he's near me, it's always up. Warwick, I don't know what to say about him because I don't like it when I'm just walked up to ulted and then I die basically instantly afterwards. But he's getting a rework soon, so yeah, I'm just gonna like not say anything more about him. Wukong, I sort of like the idea behind him. I mean, all of his abilities are kind of cool except for his ultimate. His ultimate does a ridiculous amount of damage because it's based off of AD, not total AD. So I don't remember how much damage it exactly does per second, per spin. Per second. But it's like, I'm just pulling this out of my head. 110% AD every second. It's kind of ridiculous because he doesn't have a low base AD, which makes it very painful to play against him, especially Wukong mains. I've been seeing a lot of him recently for some reason. Xerath, poke mage that also does surprising damage. Sort of like Lux, except he doesn't have burst necessarily. I really like him because all of his abilities can be dodged, but he's also a lot weaker after the Rylai's changes. But he's still kind of interesting to play. He is definite counterplay. Not saying that the counterplay is necessarily the easiest thing, but like, I guess he's fine overall. Xin Zhao. Oh my goodness! This is probably one of my top 5 most hated champions. Auto attacking, basically entirely purely auto attacking. Like, he's probably the biggest defender, in my opinion, that just needs to not auto attack. Cause he gets a knockup, he gets attack speed, he gets healing, he gets free crit, he gets free healing, free crits from his W, he gets free attack speed from his W, he gets initiate, he gains he gets extra tankiness from his ultimate, he gets so many stats, he gets everything, I hate him. Can you tell? If you can't tell that I hate him, you're doing something wrong. Yasuo, my friend, fun to play. Not very fun to play against him. When I ban him, it's mostly because my teammates want him to ban him, or I'm just not feeling comfortable in that matchup. And he's probably top 5 champions to play. He actually has my favorite ability in the entire game to use, which is his Q. Oh, I just picked Project Yasuo because it's my favorite Yasuo skin, sort of. Yeah, Yasuo is greatly designed champion. He's probably my favorite type of champion, a skirmisher. I like him when they build him as a fighter instead of an assassin. I'm talking like Trinity Force, not like Frozen Mallet. Don't build Tank Yasuo. I don't want that back. Yorick's fine except when he traps me in his W, which is really odd because it acts like a wall. Like, I learned something when I was playing Yorick in a recent ranked game. His W, while you're on his team, stops Graves' Q, but you can still walk through. It's like, he's a really odd person. His ghouls do a ridiculous amount of damage, though. So you have to respect it, how much damage his ghouls do, even when he's building full tank. Zach, get out of here with your CC. We don't like you. No, he's fine. He's a full tank. He has surprising base damage, though. And then his passive is is an interesting way to do a revive. It's probably the best revive in the game, in my opinion. Other than, like, no, it's like this better than Zillion's revive. He does so much damage when build AP, though. Zed. Can't lie, this guy's probably one of my favorite as well. Top 5 champions to play. Ridiculously fun. High skill cap. High, medium low skill floor. Outplay potential. Potential to be countered. The reason that Zhonya's exists, basically. And also a reason why we need more AP armor items. The only problem with him is that he is really hard to stop from one-shotting your ADC. Oops. Especially like mid-game if he's fed. Ziggs, I love Ziggs. Ziggs is so much fun. All skill shots again. His ult, in my opinion, is one of the hardest abilities to land in the game, but it's also one of the most impactful abilities in the game to land. They need to nerf him because he's just in such a good spot because he really struggles against assassins. And assassins are not good right now, so please nerf Ziggs. Nah. Just make him so that he's a bit less strong. Okay, down to our last two champions. Zilean. Stop doing damage as a support. His bombs have such a high base damage, in my opinion, and then his ultimate, it's like every 25 seconds. Ally, no, you don't get to die today. No, 33 seconds, I forgot, sorry. Ally, you don't get to die today. And then it revives you at more health. I saw an interesting post on Reddit saying that, asking if it was reportable to say KYS to people while you have Zilean ult on them, which I found kind of funny, but yeah. I don't like him, but since I don't play against him very much, I don't really have an opinion. Screw Zyra. Does more damage than me as a mid laner with only 2 damage items. As a support. And she can still build full AP and deal damage. Please save me from this Zyra apocalypse. That has been my opinions and thoughts on every single champion in the entire game. Please. I've spent 70 minutes of my life doing this. I need help. See ya.